Hi guys, Legendary Basil Games here, back at you with another video. So, I've got a theory on what Sasuke Uchiha's mental diagnosis is as far as like diagnoses go, and I'm going to use the DSM-5, the official mental disorder book. It's basically like a diagnostic standard manual as far as to diagnose people and all that. But I'm not a doctor, not a psychologist, not a therapist or anything. But I'm just doing this just for the heck of it, and just because I have the information in front of me, and just because making theories like this kind of helps people understand Naruto as a whole. Well, not Naruto, but like books in general and all of that, and anime, TV shows, series, manga, comics, all of that. Basically, I'm doing this because no one else has the balls to do it. And no one that's a mental health professional will even go on this subject because they are, I think, in a way, cowards. So, if I get in trouble for saying that, I don't care because it's true. Anyway, here is the diagnosis that I believe that Sasuke Uchiha has, and it is quite the diagnosis. And the reason I say that is because, well, you'll find out once I read it to you. So I believe that actually Sasuke Uchiha, the one that's trying to battle Naruto and trying to destroy everything and destroy Itachi and all of that and get revenge. I think actually what I believe that he has is a predisposed condition, which he is like an inbred. Also, he is inbred with the Uchiha clan, because if you know anything about the Uchiha clan as a whole, in Naruto, it is stated by Kishimoto, I think himself, canonically, that they are all inbreds and they only marry like their family members, etc., and it never goes outside their family as far as bloodline traits go, which means he is predisposed to just about everything out there. If it was like in real life, if something happened like that, then you would be predisposed to everything. And not just everything that's like you're normally predisposed to, but you would be predisposed almost 2 to 3 times as bad, because your family wouldn't stop, I don't know, just doing things that they shouldn't be. But anyway, this is his diagnosis, is narcissistic personality disorder, which in diagnosis as a whole, in the DSM-5, basically, here are the symptoms. They exaggerate their self-importance, absorbed by the specialness and brilliance, because that's the way they feel, and they don't feel that anyone is below them, or not below them, but like everyone is less than they are, and they basically view themselves as a really great person, like almost like a god in a way, like almost as if they have a god complex. And if you look into that one as well, basically a god complex in theory is where someone would be like thinking they're better than everybody else, but thinking that they're God and like no one can touch them and all that stuff. But anyway, narcissistic personality disorder by itself, also, along with absorbed by their specialness and brilliance, think that they can only be understood and appreciated by other special people. Lack empathy, want constant attention, high regard and praise, exploitive and take advantage of others, have unreasonable expectations for favorable treatment by others, in other words, feel entitled, which, look at how entitled Sasuke feels probably, like when you look at him fighting Naruto and saying that he is better than everybody else, that's a pretty telltale sign that he's something all right. He's probably is a narcissist, because that's the way they operate. Well, for the most part. But yeah, basically that he's a narcissist, and they're often arrogant and haughty, and they're envious of other people's accomplishments. So basically, they think they're better than everybody else, and if you like accomplish something else, like for example, you work at a auto repair shop and you repair cars and all of that, or a company. Basically, this person that is a narcissist, because they think that they're better than everybody else, they would probably walk into your business, have some serious balls of their own if they kind of are talking down on your product, especially when you're the one that made it, and sometimes they'll say, "What a crappy person you are. Aren't you anything better than that? You're horrible. You're stupid." Basically, they would say, "I'm better than you, and I'll always be better than you. You better remember that." So basically, that's kind of in personification of what they would actually be saying, how they'd be acting. They also sometimes have physical behaviors, which that would include yelling at people, gaslighting people, which if you read on the internet as to what gaslighting is, basically it stems from somebody that called their wife a gaslighter, from turning on a stove and all that, and that's how they psychologically, back in the day, they would say, "You're lighting me on fire, you're gaslighting me," because they thought that you were being kind of a dickhead, honestly, not being so nice, saying horrible things, which and doing horrible things. Sometimes physical aggression is involved with these kind of people, as well. Taking advantage of other people in another way, which that's their expenses, and basically what it would be essentially is that you would take other people's stuff pretty much, and basically you would basically be really, really jealous of them. And sometimes narcissistic people just aren't that great in general, and basically they would steal from you, possibly because of them thinking that they're better than you and all of that, and all of that. And basically they pretty much psychologically rob you of your own life and try to downgrade you and degrade you and all that. And basically the degrading would be insulting you in any way, shape, or form, insults being saying that they're better than you and all that, and treating you really badly overall in general. And another thing that exists within narcissistic personality disorder is aggression, violence, basically. I'm not going to specify what kind of violence, because that would probably go against the policies of this platform. So basically that's what they would do. And also, according to my theory as well, not only would he have Sasuke Uchiha, he would probably also have PTSD, which you guys know what that is, considering that some of you guys look on the internet and look up what PTSD is. But basically what he would have is PTSD, which that's part of his diagnosis that I'm diagnosing him with here. Basically, that one is triggered by a life of violence, and not necessarily that you do the violence, but someone else does it to you, and they hurt you in a whole bunch of ways, and you get traumatized from it. It's like post-traumatic stress disorder. So basically, when you get hurt, you're traumatized, and you're stressed out, and it's just a real stressful time in general because of all the things that are happening to you. And later you kind of develop startle responses, fight or flight responses, which sometimes they can trigger just randomly, just basically for no reason after the traumatic event is over. And like if you have fireworks on the 4th of July, or it snows or something, especially if your trauma was during the time of a warm place or a cold place. Basically, when it snows, your PTSD would be triggered, and it would, basically try to make you not mentally stable, because that's what PTSD does. And I know, because I'm going to come out here and say this right now, that I have PTSD as a diagnosis. And basically that's what it does. It's when you have flashbacks, all that stuff, you have physical symptoms. I'm not even going to get into that, because basically that's when your body has taken a lot of like violence, other things, mental attacks too, emotional attacks, because people are basically making you feel bad by doing bad things to you, and just not being very nice people in general, and trying to trigger you sometimes. And sometimes when you get triggered, sometimes it's like nothing triggers at all. Sometimes it'll just trigger on its own, merely just because you're alive and you live through that kind of thing. So basically, I'm saying right now, that's another thing that he would probably have, and most likely would be predisposed to this condition because of being in a family full of, well, you know what, I'm not going to talk about that either, because we have to keep this video fairly PG or PG-13 according to the policies on YouTube. So anyway, he would be sadistic, which sadism, what that means is basically where he would enjoy hurting other people, like physically, emotionally, mentally, which if you know anything about that, which he is like constantly trying to hurt people, because he's like a really violent character. So he basically enjoys mentally destroying people from the inside out by saying that he's better than them, and he wants to take them on and fight them, which he does eventually fight Naruto and almost try to destroy him. So yeah, basically he enjoys being a real dickhead to people that aren't even doing anything wrong, because he perceives them as being inferior and no one can touch him, and basically he thinks he's better than everybody else. Basically he is just not there in the mental department. He's not there in the head. So basically he would hurt Sakura, which I know a lot of people crap on her character for being poorly written, and Kishimoto not knowing how to write female characters, but basically just the way that Sasuke acts and things that he does, horrible things like insulting Sakura and like saying that he's better than her and all of that stuff, and attacking Sakura physically, knocked her out in one scene. I remember him saying that and yelling at Sakura, like almost for no reason seemingly, but basically I like Sakura as a character. well, not always, but not 100%, but basically what he likes to do is insult everybody and everyone, and basically he is a sadist, and that's not very nice for him to do. And also, sadism, I don't think it's a real mental health disorder at all. According to there not being enough information on sadism, basically that would just be another part of the narcissistic personality disorder, which again, that is where they think they're better than everybody else, and they don't give a crap what other people think, and basically they try to cause them pain, like he causes Naruto pain. So yeah, that's what kind of a person he is, as well as masochism, which he enjoys causing himself pain, and like going to Orochimaru and stuff like that, and training with Orochimaru, and using substances, probably because Sakura in Naruto herself said that Sasuke uses some kind of illicit substances, which basically what that would be, because he's a ninja, would probably be steroids, but I don't know if that's accurate. I just know that Sakura said that in the story, and Kishimoto wrote that into her dialogue. So basically what she's saying is that he's into really crazy stuff, like illicit substances would probably be crack, LSD, heroin, what's another one? I can't think of another one. But basically, that's what he would be into. And he would be using those substances daily. And basically, he's already a crazy enough character and mean enough. So basically, that does not really surprise me, especially considering the condition that he was born into, with his family like that. And when Sasuke was psychologically traumatized by his older brother, causing him the PTSD, and he probably has flashbacks, etc., of all his family being destroyed. I'm not going to say any other word to describe that, but basically they would have been doing some of the same things that Sasuke does now, just except that they are all gone because his older brother took advantage of his family and all that, and they were taking advantage of each other and all that. But yeah, you would think that since they have that, they would eventually say, no, we need to stop this and all that. And also, the Uchiha massacre basically could have been prevented. There was like a million reasons why they should have prevented it and all of that. And there are ways that they could have done it. Like, I don't know if this is possible in Naruto, since Kishimoto didn't explain this part, and that's a lack of explanation on his part. But basically, if they have the Sharingan, which we know they do because we've seen it, as a whole, why don't they just look in each other's eyes, like look in another Uchiha clan's eyes, and basically use the Sharingan on them? Because they both had the Sharingan and put themselves under a genjutsu or whatever, and basically tell each other through the genjutsu, through the Sharingan that they have, that they don't want to fight. So basically that would be another psychological reason as to why Sasuke is crazy, because that part's never explained by Kishimoto, because I don't think he went too deep into explaining this stuff. But yeah, basically that would be something that they could have done, Basically, if the eye reflects who you are as a person, it reflects the heart, meaning the heart's desires, meaning your mental desires and your heart's desires. Basically, whatever you want as a person, they basically would have the ability to look inside of you and know what you want as a person. And assuming that there's someone in the clan who is powerful enough not to do that, not to do bad things, basically they could tell that person who is doing bad things to just stop it and say they understand how they're feeling but doing bad things, as the Uchiha clan did as a whole, and basically tell the Uchiha clan members that are going to do it, basically don't do it, it's not worth it, it's not worth your time, etc. All of that. It basically all could have avoided if Sasuke, Itachi, but Sasuke didn't awaken the Sharingan at that point, but like, basically what could have happened is like Itachi could have read Fugaku Uchiha's mind, which he's basically the mastermind behind the whole Uchiha clan massacre, and like is delivering like, no, because he doesn't deliver info to the third Hokage, I don't think. But yeah, basically he could basically use the Sharingan because he's more powerful as a whole and has Mangekyo Sharingan. Basically, he could put the Uchiha clan members that don't have Mangekyo Sharingan along with his son, because, oh my god, he has Mangekyo Sharingan as well. And the people who want to start the problems in the Uchiha clan and want to attack the village, why don't they just put the people that want to do that, read their mind with their Sharingan, basically, and just tell them to stop it. And if they don't stop it, then they will be personally responsible for their actions and basically do what they do best. Basically use their Sharingan to do what they're designed to do as a Uchiha clan, and basically take out the people who want to do these bad things with the Sharingan, and basically place them under a genjutsu that is probably active until they stop doing whatever they're doing. And the Uchiha clan would have been stopped maybe altogether if they would have done that, but Kishimoto again does not explain how the Sharingan works in that perspective. I don't think he went too deep into that and all of that kind of stuff, because he doesn't usually do that. So he hasn't done it until just recently with some stuff, not all, some just basically being just whatever he feels like releasing information on, because he's the creator and he kind of wants to leave stuff like that up to us, the theorists. So in turn, that whole Uchiha coup d'etat could have been prevented, but they did it anyway, and they did what they did. And basically what Fugaku Uchiha, because I'm going to just throw him in here because he is the parent of Sasuke Uchiha and the father of Itachi Uchiha, which is the one that frickin' Sasuke wants to go get revenge on because he destroyed the whole entire clan, basically because he was trying to stop the coup d'etat, but he couldn't do it. He couldn't stop the coup d'etat, and no matter what he did in that situation, it wasn't going to be good anyway. So basically, what was he thinking? What was Sasuke thinking? What were any of them thinking? But basically, the ones who wanted to start the coup and all of that, they could have just easily told the third Hokage, because he's basically the one that has all the power, 100% of the power in the village. He could have just easily taken those people to prison and put them there for eternity, however long they live, which I don't know how long people live in Naruto as a whole, but like they could have put them in prison and never let them out. So yeah, that could have been prevented, all that, if they would have had the brains to do it. But basically they weren't there mentally, and neither was Itachi, which I will eventually make a diagnosis on him again, which that's another video that I'll have to do later because I'm kind of running out of time today. Anyway, but like another thing Uchiha Sasuke has is massacre. No. He has masochism. Okay, masochism, which is where he enjoys causing himself pain, which we see this constantly, pretty much. He's basically always causing himself pain in some form or another by using illicit substances, drinking alcohol. It looks like after he fought B, so the brother of Unruly A, the fourth Raikage, not only that, he also takes out his kunai knife and he basically sticks himself in the leg with a kunai knife. So basically, he is not a good guy at all. And he's done countless other things as well. As also another thing he did in the story, which this is kind of a spoiler alert. I'm going to put that on the thing for the picture. But basically, he almost destroyed the entire Five Kage Summit, which is basically a thing where 5 Kages get together and sit there and talk about what they're going to do in the world, how the world's going to work, etc. Basically, that's what Sasuke does, is try to take them all out and destroy them. So basically, he's a masochist. He is a sadist. He has PTSD. And he also has narcissistic personality disorder. So that's my theory for Sasuke Uchiha and all that. And if you're new around here, basically, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Like the video, turn on the notification bell, etc. Follow my Twitter, my Facebook page, and all of that. So yeah. Like, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell, and I'll see you in another video. Bye-bye!